Let's now open up the spreadsheet covering the materials from the book. Our first tab is Manual Grouping. Here we're going to create a pivot table with the data showing the number of employees in each of our 6 states, cross-tabulated by 6, and organized into the region, Western and Eastern. As I click on the table, you can see we're in a regular table. I want to turn it into a pivot table. So I'll go Insert, Pivot Table, and good. I think there's enough room on this page that let's go ahead and use it. So existing worksheet, and I'll say let's put it maybe up here. Okay. Now I have the basics for my pivot table. Next, we want the different locations, so I'll put them down on rows. And we want to see the male-female across the top. The values could be any of these. It doesn't matter as long as it's a count. So we'll put sex down there, and it's count of sex. So in Arizona, we have 5 female, 15 male. In New York, we have 51 female and 40 male. We want to group these into Eastern and Western region. So our Western region consists of Arizona, and I'll hold my Control tab down, California, and Washington. Now I'll right-click on that and say Group. I called it Group 1. Let's rename that to Western region. And we'll do the same thing for the other 3 states. And Group 2 will be our Eastern region. Next, we want to add subtotals for each of the regions. So I'll click on Pivot Tables, Design, Subtotals, and we'll put them at the bottom first of all. It's added a row for each region containing their totals. Maybe we'd prefer that it didn't take up as much room, so let's put it at the top instead. And here we have then the subtotals. We can also add column bands if we want, and make it just that much more interesting or different. Let's move on to the next tab. In the Automatic Grouping tab, we are going to summarize our cells by both year and month. I'll come over here to one of the date areas, right-click, and say Group. Now with the group, I'm going to add not only months, but control years, and say OK. Now we have it by year and by month. Let's change the dollars to be currency. Okay, that looks a lot better. Moving to the next tab.